Welcome into a very special episode of NFL Afters, brought to you by our friends at PointsBet. I am Laurie Horesh. My friend here is
sad.
Please,
Angry.
Please,
Gimme.
Those are all synonymous words this week as I go deep into the thesaurus right off the back, much like the Cowboys went deep into their spiritual bag.
You're in
the second half.
What?
In a game that has stolen the headlines. 21-0, the Philadelphia Eagles, your Philadelphia Eagles, were up until they weren't. The Cowboys held the Eagles scoreless, I believe, for the final 41 minutes of clock action.
Yeah.
Had to say that phrase very carefully.
Because there has been things said on coverages today that are going to get some people in trouble.
Tom Brady and the name Landon Dickerson will never be the same again. But
Tom's in trouble.
But wow, what a comeback from the Cowboys and one Rain Dakota Prescott. Let it rain.
Before we get into the game, I will say I do love a bit. I
Yes.
have a very special place for comedy, and probably everyone saw it throughout the week. A lot of people sent it to me. The kids in school hitting the tackle bags and the punching bags.
Yep,
with
I
Cowboy
sent that
stuff.
to you.
You sent it to me. And then after the game, the Cowboys social media person had a tackle bag with an Eagles thing and got all the players to hit it.
Yeah, there was another one where I think the Eagles social media account posted out like who's getting through this, the brick wall, and the Cowboys posted out the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah,
Cowboy fight.
The
The impressions are flying off the bat early. So look, this was probably a result. Like I may have gone on and checked some Eagles sites and content creators after the game, just to see how they were feeling. A lot of them were actually being pretty real about it, saying this one is a huge loss for all the people that said they're winning. Shut up. This was a huge loss for all those people that said, nah, never mind the process, never mind the feel of it. They're still getting wins done. And we've been pretty open about that. You got to respect the absolute bona fide ability for that Eagles team to win in different ways, win ugly, win pretty, win dominant, or win iffy games. They've maintained their composure, but it's not like this performance wasn't in them.
No, I mean, let's go through it. So we scored touchdowns on the first 3 drives.
Yeah.
I was at work and I was in some meetings, but I was like, things are sitting pretty.
On the second drive, the second touchdown drive, the Cowboys continued that drive for the Eagles by running into and personal foul against the punter, which, look, I don't blame the refs for this. Flournoy got a fingertip on the ball, which means you can contact. But it's tough for that to see. Honestly, if I'm blaming anyone, someone from the booth on the Cowboy side should have called down and said, hey, throw that flag. Throw the flag.
Throw the flag.
I'm not holding that. I think why you're going after the punter that aggressively that early in the game when you actually get a stop against that Eagles defense is a bigger question. And then they continued it after getting a 4th down stop. Jadavion Clowney's helmet was offside.
Yeah.
And then you guys score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
let's focus on these final 7 possessions.
You shall.
Not counting a kneel down to end the half. We punted 5 times.
Yes.
Fumbled once.
Some really good punts.
Missed a 56-yard field goal. We only gained 107 yards in those 7 possessions after picking up 192 in our first 3.
I mean, the fumbles were coming from everywhere. There was Sam Williams forced one free. There was a special teams one as well, which I don't actually believe the Cowboys cashed in on because I think it was a 4th and goal stand at the Eagles. The Eagles held on to there, but that offense, the narrative coming out of this on the Eagles side is going to be, wow, you guys played not to lose.
Yeah, I mean, look,
shelled up big time.
Look, you won, so I can't throw too much shade, but I'm an Eagles fan, so I will. I'll put some doorknobs into a sock and I'll beat the shit out of you. But your defense hasn't been good.
No, and wasn't early.
No.
So 32nd was getting a lot of run.
Yeah. So I have to say it's us. I mean, I haven't been great on our offensive coordinator, Kevin.
No, you've been pining for multiple
for weeks.
Thou shalt not
start of the season.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's offensive coordinator, but you have a lot, and not just your neighbor. You've been looking all over the place.
Yeah, I'll take anyone. At the moment, he's bad. Like, it's bad. It's been bad for a while. And then today, I think, has been the worst version of it. Again, I don't want to throw too much shade. You won, but your defense has been great. We did ads about this. You know, if your quarterback's struggling, play the Dallas Cowboys. What?
Yeah.
And also, then how do you do that at the start and then it fall away? So it just...
Cowboys defense, toughened up a little in the second half.
Yeah.
Kind of like they did in that first meeting in the season opener.
You just got the win in.
They're definitely stronger against the run. I think they held, over the past couple of weeks, it's 30 carries, and they've restricted the runners to 90 total yards, and only one of those carries has gone for 10 or more.
Yeah.
So run defense, as Jerry has talked about during the trades over and over, the run defense has finally stiffened up a little bit. Pass defense still a massive work in progress, but there's a predictability about the Eagles' offense. It feels like they've got their stock plays that they go to and they feed to, and there's not a lot of flexibility within that. But look, the hype is going to be crazy now for the Cowboys. They're 5-5-1. The competition to get a wild card in the NFC is pretty ferocious. They're more than a couple games back.
They're still in the hunt for the
playoffs.
But
they can literally now say, hey, we can beat anyone. We can play the worst quarter and a half of football that honestly I've seen in a long time. I was getting Jason Garrett, Mike McCarthy flashbacks for that first quarter and a half. They can play that level of football and still beat the Super Bowl champions. So they'll be able to hype this thing up. They'll say we're still alive. We can go. They've got a brutal schedule. And that continues. I mean, you want to talk about hype. So there's going to be all the studio show hype. Tune in for Stephen A. Smith and his take on it over the next couple of days.
Cowboys.
Whoever else is on there. But it only gets bigger because the spotlight next week, it's Thanksgiving. Not even next week, sorry. Friday 4 days from now. Thanksgiving up against a team we'll talk about next, the Kansas City Chiefs. So just a little bit of noise. If you are not in on the NFC East, and particularly the Dallas Cowboys getting a lot of shine, a lot of airtime, I pity your next week content viewing because it's going to be noisy. There's still a suspect defense, but I'm crowing today. Me and my friend Tony Romo here, we have something in common. Neither of us.
Dallas Cowboys.
I am. I wore the brown shirt for to represent the Pooey effort in the first quarter and a half, and then the jacket to show off the comeback that Rain Dakota and George Pickens led. But me and Tony, we have something in common today. Neither of us are the Cowboys' all-time passing leader anymore. That is now Rain Dakota Prescott.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see Dak get, the big spot game, big rival, up against Jalen, up against the Eagles, and have that to and fro late and come out ahead. They're going to be feeling very good about themselves. Do I think they're a Super Bowl contender? No. Do I think they're a lock for the playoffs? Absolutely not. But it's going to make for some fun noise down the stretch. And we like fun noise because, we'll get to it a little later. There were some contests that maybe could have used a little more fun, a little more noise.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to come in today. So I preferred those last 3 episodes where we didn't mention Dallas at all.
Yeah. I was so disciplined.
It sucks to suck.
Well, I wouldn't know for this week and this week alone. I would not.
We're still 8-3.
You are look.
Are we chatting Rams? Is that next?
No, let's chat a little Chiefs Colts.
Okay.
The Kansas City Chiefs, another team hovering around 5-5. A lot of people saying the dynasty was over. We ran through the record. We had them finishing around 10-7, getting in, and we chalked up the Colts game as a loss.
Yep.
So they are sitting prime now. Patrick Mahomes looking very confident. The thing that I took away from that game, and he does get to go up against that Cowboys defense next. But the thing that I took away from that game is that they certainly seem to unsettle the quarterback. They unsettled the offense. Just shortly removed from hearing those comments about how the Denver Broncos had an absolute feel for what they were trying to run. Now you're seeing false start penalties. Now you're seeing sloppy execution from the Colts down the stretch. Mahomes looked more inevitable. The only thing that was a surprise is that they didn't go win it in regulation. Yeah. That they actually had to kick a field goal and then go to overtime. But his connection with Rashee Rice, who got a little banged up in this one, I think was dealing with it looked like a soft tissue issue down the stretch there. But his ability to find big completions to him, going to Noah Gray. Noah Gray had some drops. He had some ridiculously tough injury-riddled catches, like literally getting injured during catches. Kelsey has his moments here and there. Juju Smith-Schuster had a big conversion. Kareem Hunt scores another touchdown. He gets his streak going. But they're looking very confident coming off that in a game that a lot of people put up to say, look, this is going to show like the new class and who's really a good team against a team that's maybe getting by on just their name.
I don't know if you saw on the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey boys.
Yes.
Travis said that this year's team would beat last year's Super Bowl team. Thoughts on that?
It's a spicy take. I think
he might call up later for our hot takes.
It's a strong. I think offensively, yeah. I don't know.
The stats say offensively they are better, but they haven't won those close games.
No, they haven't.
And this is a close game that they won.
And there's the Bill Barnwell, ESPN's own special at the end of every season. He looks at like regression index and the Chiefs were outrageous in these one-score games. You had people saying, they haven't covered a spread since 1994, all that kind of stuff.
That's one of my favorite years, Dickie 4.
It was a fine year. Good vintage, too. Yeah. Check your local wineries. But I think that defensively, you run a massive risk trying to paint who the Chiefs are defensively before you get to the final month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks of the regular season into playoffs, because that's when Spags, ironically, spaghetti bolognese takes a little bit of time to fully mature and get all the richness of flavor. Often better than
because we won.
As
love cold food.
But my God, the officiating.
What's the best way to
Let me tell
reheat
you,
pizza?
The Broncos Chiefs game.
You just go cold.
Yeah,
was the biggest
fine
load
with
of
the
crap I've ever
cold
seen.
congealed
It's just
cheese?
constant.
Yeah.
The
It's
Broncos
fine,
are so
but
lucky to have won that. Because the
you've
Chiefs got
used
every
sandwich breast to
50-50
reheat
call
pizza.
to keep it close.
Or an air fryer.
3rd and
I've
19.
used-
The air fryer is game changer.
I was in nowadays. I think
Body
maybe
of
I'm
the
just
ball,
lazy or
out
something.
of bounds
Cold the next day.
receivers,
But I remember once I was
fixes
staying in a
that
hotel
happen.
and I
Honestly,
had some pizza and it was in the
It's
stuffed
just
into the mini
constant
microwave.
with the Chiefs.
And then
They
so the
can't
next
do
day,
it.
I
They don't
ate
need the
my
help. They're a
iron,
good
turned it on
team.
and slapped the
So
pizza
it
on
should
the
just
iron.
everything should just
Perfect
be
shape
even.
for it too.
That's
Little
really
try.
Anyway,
wow.
and
that's
heated
my
it up.
rant.
And it was
Plenty
phenomenal.
of calls there. Not happy.
Where's that thinking?
There's a little hack. There's a little hack for it.
Where's that guy? All we've got left is the shell of a man who just wants
broken man.
broken
who wants
eats
roast
anyway.
birds
I want
and
cold
beans.
pizza. And you know what I like more than cold pizza? Lukewarm pizza that's been in a box outside of a fridge
warm
for 2
beer.
hours.
Warm beer, cold pizza.
You were hanging out with the English this weekend, as we know.
I was, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, we're going to win the Ashes. That was great. I got to talk 2 days. Then this happens. It always happens to me. I can't get all my teams to win.
Oh, no. Oh, no. My silver spoon is too shiny and my wallet can't fit these hundreds.
Oh, if anyone has a silver spoon, it's Mr. Eastern Suburbs.
Okay. Oh, right. Listen, there's no need to bring up Josh Rosen for a second straight episode.
Your guy. Your guy.
Okay, going on. So, look, I just think this game was the biggest takeaway is that I think we see why we have that feeling of not trusting Daniel Jones to win at least three games in a row.
And they stopped Jonathan
in the
Taylor.
postseason.
That seems to,
They really
stifle the
throttled
performance.
down. Yeah, you keep Jonathan Taylor for 3.5 yards a carry. The running game, if that running game is not effective, the play action falls away. Their effectiveness, their efficiency, how that thing is built, goose knows. It really does fall away. And it was just a nice, to put it frankly, it was a nice little double middle finger to the rest of the league from Mahomes and his mates saying, you can't, have we not proven enough?
Yeah, getting it
that
done.
You can't, like all this stuff about, Brady never started this season like this, or, the winning record, they've lost this many games in a regular season, which these many greats didn't. Like, it's irrelevant. They're in the mix to make a run. The schedule softened. This was one of the pointy parts of a pretty cozy schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And in an AFC where, who are you convinced by? The Chargers have a good win-loss record, but we know how beat up they are. The Bills just lost to half of a football team, a very good half of a football team, but that's who the Bills lost to. The Broncos aren't convincing anybody, as we know. Drake May and the Patriots have a phenomenal win-loss record, but Drake May and the Patriots it took a long time to put away a Bengals team that didn't have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, a full game of T. Higgins, or a professional defense. So the AFC is not littered with world beaters. And if you're telling me this team is now 6-5 and in line to finish with at least 10 wins, who wants to deal with them?
Yeah, no, you're right. And as we've always said, there's two different, for me, there's your regular season teams and your postseason teams. They just need to be there and about. So they're a team that know how to change gears and be there and be punchy. A lot of these teams we're talking about, we haven't seen them do it in the playoffs, currently constructed. So, yeah, I'm worried. If your other teams are worried if the Chiefs can get there.
Flipping back to the NFC, the other game that I did have intent to touch on at the top was the Rams and the Bucks, but Baker Mayfield gets knocked out of this one
A big Teddy Bridgewater
with a sling on the sideline on the left arm. Teddy, I love Teddy Bridgewater, but it was hardly going to be able to go toe to toe with
the Chiefs. Cannot
very troubled water right now.
Their season
not so troubling for
they are a
Stafford,
spent
who I think is
force.
your MVP.
See you later.
Yeah,
today, Travis.
It just looks so
bye.
clinical. Like Puka Nacua is dominant to start the game. Devontae Adams has the release packages, the subtlety, the red zone prowess. It's all there.
Something was like his last, again, I might get this wrong. It was on the coverage. It was like his 6 or 7 last touchdowns were all in the end zone. It was 1 yard, 2 yard, 1 yard, 3 yard, 1 yard.
Yeah, if Puka doesn't get it from 20 out, he's probably not getting it.
No. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
go on the other bloke.
Yeah, we don't need to see Puka get into Julio Jones territory where he can only score bombs. But Devontae, because it's not his skill set, but Devontae Adams is he is absolutely hoarding, but he's showing what a phenomenally
one of his touchdowns that just little in and out.
Oh,
just hit left, bang right,
it's gorgeous. In this day.
And look, they look really good. They're 9-2 now. I just said my Birds lost 8-3. We did beat them earlier in the year, but I mean, what is their schedule coming out? Who are the Rams playing?
The Rams the rest of the way. Well, the thing is, you're in a tough division, right? But the rest of the way, so they get the Panthers next up.
Should be
Okay, Panthers play Monday Night Football. We'll get a gauge for them there. Then they play Cardinals. You back them to win.
Yeah.
You play a Lions team that was very close to losing again and scraped away, courtesy of Jahmyr Gibbs. We'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Seahawks, that'll be fun. Falcons, they'll absolutely punish. And I think the Cardinals, they got the Cardinals twice to go. So let's say I put a win on the board for the Rams against the Panthers, the Cardinals. I'll pick them against Stafford against the Lions. I'll pick them to win that. Seahawks is a toss-up. I've got them winning 5 more.
Yeah, I can.
The rest of the way. Which puts
easily
14.
Yeah, number 1 seed in the NFC. And that's just a huge advantage when, got to travel over there and play.
And, Matthew Stafford, his play on the field is aging gracefully. But if you get to tell Matthew Stafford at, his age, which is around us, that he doesn't have to get on the road. Well, and he gets to stay on the sunny West Coast.
There's one thing I've learned. It's you've got to trust a 37-year-old back issues. That's from now on. I'm gambling the house money on that. Because Laurie Pat's an old man with back issues.
I miss you too, Tony. But not so much today because rain made it rain.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the ones off the top. And I've just got one more before we get into the hot mic. And it's a fun hot mic this week.
Yeah.
My sneaky snake takeaway. Sneaky snake is back.
It's a snake. I'm a sneaky little snake.
Do the Falcons or the Vikings have the most hamstrung, awful quarterback situation in the NFL? That's what I came away from today because on the Viking side of things, I mean, the one speed thrower, JJ McCarthy, it's just watching him is like watching those blokes at the driving range that can hit every single one of their club the same length, the same height, the same trajectory, the same speed, with very little, control on the ground or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then, off a flat lie, possibly teeing it up every time. Because within that game, and I know they've had injuries on the offensive line, but with the talent at those skill position spots, that was almost unwatchable today.
Yeah.
Like that was, and it's frustrating to see players like Justin Jefferson just removed from relevance of conversation through usage and efficiency. And but on the other side of things, and there's
early in the season, you told me he's quarterback agnostic.
And he's a believer in something now. I think he's a believer in Sam Darnold right now.
Depends how bad that quarterback is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
9 by name, 9 by quarterback rating.
Yeah, and with the 9, right, I'm 9. When we think of great quarterbacks who go by 9, we mentioned Matthew Stafford, the current favorite in my opinion, and the MVP as of week 12. You think of your Drew Breeses, Joe Burrow, the man right here, Tony Romo. I mean, JJ McCarthy has not earned status of referring to himself by his number at this stage, especially a number as storied as number 9.
And I feel like as when that story came out or broke or he said it, I can't even remember how it got out, but it's just been worse and worse for him as well.
Yeah, people remember that the late game kind of heroics early in the season, and he showed some toughness in some 4 quarters, but the man was 12 of 19 for 87 yards.
Yeah, intercepted twice, sacked 5 times.
I mean, I was 4 of 19 for 53 yards today. I was 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah.
I mean, the Green Bay Packers could lean on backup running back this week. Our man, the inevitable one, Mr. Dependable, Josh Jacobs, taking the week off. He'll be back on a short week with the Packers lining up on Thanksgiving. But they lean on Emmanuel Wilson. Christian Watson, a lot of leads the team in targets. Not a prolific day through the air, but leads the team in targets and shows that he's kind of trending back in the right direction. But that was so tough to watch. And this is a team that sent a 40-touchdown guy away.
Yeah.
In lieu or in favor of JJ McCarthy. And then the other side of this thing, the Falcons, I mean, they get a win today, a win that nobody could care any less about outside of perhaps the Falcons fan base. Saints fans might be happy because it means their draft pick increases. The Falcons fans might be unhappy because it means their draft pick gets worse.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins hardly lighting the world on fire. The skill position talent that seems to be waning and wasted there far too often. Another losing record being built there in Atlanta. But they've got Kirk, who they can't trade away. His contract's too prohibitive. At best, they can get out with eating a bunch of dead money and getting minor cap relief. Minor next
Nothing that
year.
really helps.
Meanwhile, you got Michael Penix, who's torn his ACL for the 3rd time. He was an injury guy in college. He's carried that on. He has not lit up the world. And I'm just looking at both these teams and how pot committed they are. One from a financial and a first-round pick basis, and the other from a first-round pick basis, wondering who's got it worse. Because when you look at a Saints team, they're so, yes, they drafted Tyler Shuck, but they're not tied to him long term. They've got the flexibility to go and do something. And these feel like two teams that invested heavily on the quarterback position, around the quarterback position, putting chips into the middle, kicking some cans down the road so they could invest. And the product is bloody grim.
Yeah, I think the worst team is the Atlanta Falcons. I think it's the Falcons. Look, I get it doesn't look good for the Vikings, especially when they gave away Donald, but they're not. They don't have the problem with the Falcons is there's two problems.
Yes. The problem is you've got two.
The problem is they have two problems. We don't know what Penix is. Yes, we've seen some good stuff. We've also seen some bad stuff. But then you're adding that injury on top of it, right? Yeah. Even if he could be a good quarterback, it's now is a third knee injury.
Yep, third torn ACL.
Third torn ACL. So even if he could be good, that's bad. And then also bad. But it comes with the free frogget. And then they've got Kirk Cousins, also bad.
Yeah.
Because that money, like you paid overs for him.
Yep.
As you said, no one's trading for that. You try and get out of it. It doesn't help enough. And then even go back to the Penix thing. What do they take him in 8?
And he's going to be 26 the next time he's back on the field. Then
yes, you can look back for the Vikings and go, maybe we made a mistake, getting rid of Donald. I don't know. But like right now, I don't look to the future and it looks positively for the Falcons. They've got some good stuff on the defensive side of the ball. But
pass rush got home today, and that's probably the biggest reason they.
But I mean, quarterbacks, it's a quarterback league. It's a quarterback competition, and you don't have anything really.
Yep. And no answers and a lot of investment. But that was just my little
free frog
from free froget from something frozen and tasty to something hot, sizzling and tasty. The hot mic brought to you by Baggers. It's back. We mentioned last week we had some phenomenal carryover content as well as some fresh takes. I'm going to vamp here for a minute while I pull up some of the audio, but we are going to start from someone well and truly across the ditch.
We just wrapped up the international games for this year.
We did. With a big shout out to Melbourne.
Melbourne coming.
And I am continuing to scroll as I find this. Will from the UK has this hypothetical for us to throw out there for a player and a team that haven't got underway this week, but interesting permutations for the future.
Hi, guys. So my hot take is that Mac Jones will lead one of the Cardinals, Vikings, or Browns to the playoffs next season as their starting quarterback. Well, let me know what you think.
Just a bit to think about there. Cardinals, Vikings, Browns. So the first thing I look at is the Shanahan tree connection.
Yep.
Right. That's where he's had revival.
Yep.
We've seen this playbook with the likes of Sam Darnold before. So, immediately you do think about the Vikings and what I just said. I mean, could Mac Jones be a backup with the Vikings next year? McCarthy
continues
slumps.
To be more 6 than 9. Well, because the rating would be going down. That's the joke.
Yeah, as long as you don't make a 6-7 joke.
Yeah, I know. These kids. Back when I used to play games, we'd say 6-9. Now they're saying 6-7. I don't get it.
It's not for us.
No, it's not.
Straight time for us anymore, Jimmy.
No.
We've aged out.
I don't get the kids.
So I think about the Minnesota Vikings and could he be like a backup quarterback there, get a run, and then kind of steal that locker room, steal that. The Browns, the reason I say no on the Browns, well, the defense is good. Myles Garrett with another 1,000 sacks today as he climbs to 18 on the season, I believe, chasing down the record that we need to take away from Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
As a Cowboys fan and Eagles fan, we can agree. Yeah. That needs to not be a Giants record anymore.
The things I don't want to say, I can't explain. I'm already upset.
And I'm going to make that even worse as the rest of the pod goes on. I don't know that the infrastructure around there offensively is enough to get them to the playoffs next year, even if Mac Jones was playing half-decent football. And also, I think who knows what we go with Shedeur Sanders. Speaking of infrastructure, the Cleveland Browns, did you see what Jerry Jeudy did today?
Oh, what was that?
Like, I love a good goose step. Yeah, but 'twas not a goose step.
In the middle, like,
it wasn't really
around anyone anyway.
It was kind of like, and I speak from experience recently, watching the under-6s play basketball or any sport, and someone gets free and open with the court, and they just kind of stop and go the wrong way for no reason. Like, no, Jerry.
That way.
Go.
Run that way.
Go. Yeah. Goal lines that way. It was utterly bizarre. And ESPN's own Lewis Riddick he posted a face palm emoji, and I'm like, I reckon this is about the Browns. I didn't know what it was about. I went back. Oh yes, Jerry Jeudy doing unthinkable things.
It's like an alien saucer trying to abduct him. He just started to float into the air. Anyway.
The Cardinals, Mac Jones, the Cardinals, Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride.
But I think the thing, like, part of the question is that they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The thing. So I think to do that, you need to have a competitive defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I haven't, out of those three teams, I probably have seen the least on the defensive side of the ball from the Cardinals.
Agreed. Walter Nolan is having fun as a rookie and caused some turnovers today. And that game, again, one that people will wish they didn't watch.
But then I just sort of eliminate them.
Yeah.
I think there could be some fun stuff,
Yeah.
Brissett when he had the record last week. So you can be a quarterback.
47 receptions.
Throw the ball around. Vikings and Browns. I mean, then you go, Browns are just got a Brown.
Yeah.
I have faith that they would get the best out of someone.
Yeah.
So then back to Vikings, you said the coaching tree.
Yeah.
I can actually see that.
Yeah.
See coming.
KOC.
Yeah.
We've got more faith.
Defensive side of the ball, they're good.
Yeah, they've got some talent there. They're kind of, not to be too on the nose, but they are a berserker team that feels like they go one way one year another, but they're a spoiler team and they've got talent there. And if they can get some health, and I see that. I could see that pathway.
Similar to last year.
I could see that you go get signed as a veteran backup.
Yeah.
People like you in the locker room.
Yeah.
McCarthy continues to not earn his nickname.
Yeah.
And maybe earns a few other ones that have some 4-letter flavor in them.
Yeah.
And he makes his way into the field and turns that thing around. So let's go with the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings.
But I enjoyed the whimsical journey you took us on, Will.
Yeah.
I like that it's just Will from the UK.
Yeah.
Okay, next up.
What have you any thoughts on the Ashes?
Next up. From the Tree of Wisdom.
Huge.
Here we go.
Huge.
This is big. The celebrity.
Celebrity. We get from the Wiggles, the Tree of Wisdom.
The Tree of Wisdom
Listen to
from the
NFL
Wiggles.
actors.
This is who we are. This is who we bring into the fold. High-end stand-up comedians, phenomenal accents from the Australasia region, and finely loved characters from the Wiggles.
Hey boys, it's Dominic Field here, the dancing tree from the Wiggles, the Tree of Wisdom, and I've got a bit of a hot take. I want justice in the NFL. I want justice for the running backs, the RBs. Think of Saquon last year, the season he had. Think of CMC the year before that, the season he had. This year, I want justice for the RBs, and I want Jonathan Taylor to be the MVP. Now, why? You need reasons. Now, of course, he's leading the league in rushing yards. He's already cracked 1,000 yards this early in the season. But he's not doing it himself. His O-line is doing a lot. Quentin Nelson, future Hall of Famer, he's helping a lot, but he still has to do a lot of work, JT. He's got 15 TDs, no fumbles. And also, you know what? I like his little touchdown celebration, a little triple step. I'm a showman myself. I like what I see. Maybe you could chuck a few more hip thrusts, a bit of movement. But I'm liking what I see. I want justice in the NFL. Jonathan Taylor, MVP.
Love it. Now, disclaimer, this one came in before the game today, so obviously that does hit the Colts a little bit.
Yeah.
Justice for the running backs. I'm on board with this, but not for Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
Are there 5 football players playing pure football better than Jahmyr Gibbs right now, while we're talking justice for the running backs? Jahmyr Gibbs is lightning in a bottle is so cliche. He's lightning whenever he wants. There's no vessel that can contain the lightning that is Jahmyr Gibbs. He today put that team on his back. We saw how limited that Lions passing game was a week ago. But what he is doing, his ability to just steal games away, 69-yard breakaway touchdown, huge chunk gains, 11 receptions as a bailout option through the air today, but another day of over 200 yards rushing on 15 attempts. He was going for, I believe it was over 14 yards a clip. That is ridiculous. 1.5 first downs every time he carried the rock. He is, I think about how well Myles Garrett's playing. You can always throw a quarterback or two up there. I think how well Jackson Smith and Jiggs is playing. I think I'd put Puka Nacua up there if he'd had a full healthy season, but he hasn't. But I think Myles Garrett, I think it's the same like I put Pat Surtain last year, but it's been a bit banged up this year. But are there 5 football players in the NFL right now playing better than Jahmyr Gibbs? I think he's putting himself in that consideration. He's clearly the best player on that team offensively, and I think defensively, no shots taken at Aiden Hutchinson, who had a closeout sack today. But watching Jahmyr Gibbs is is like watching no other player right now. It is terrifying.
He's making it look very easy.
Which I'm going to guess running a 4.2 something 40 is not. Haven't tried it in a while.
Yeah. He's good. He's third on rushing yards.
Yep.
For the season, behind Jonathan Taylor and James Cook.
Yeah.
Third.
And you combine. I was having this discussion beforehand. You combine Taylor, and Gibbs' rushing and receiving yardage. There's only about 100 yards between them.
The
and
eye test to what you're saying, like watching Gibbs, you're like, this is fun. This is special. This just feels a little different.
Yeah.
I just said it before, didn't I? Like we were talking about who had it worse, the Vikings or the Falcons. It's a quarterback league, but more recognition for other positions and other parts of the game. And look, I love what Jonathan Taylor's doing, but if I was given the choice between him and Gibbs on my team, I'd pick Gibbs.
Yeah,
like he's a freak.
He feels, and I love Jonathan Taylor. He's an awesome back. He feels very complete.
Yeah.
He is a consummate running back, but Jahmyr Gibbs is like, he's the closest thing I felt to Jamal Charles, and he might be tracking to
Hey, that's what we do at Bama. Are we the running back university now? Is that us? Are we running back you?
You found some way to get some pride this week.
Roll Tide.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And let's not talk about that loss we had at Bama 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but last week again was good. I think we're 10th on the college football rankings.
Tyler Booker, Roll Tide.
Yeah. Okay, so you said it before, though.
Yeah.
You right now, Stafford's your pick for MVP. Yeah. Is there a world in which Gibbs could be the MVP at the end of the season?
Not this world. There is a fun, alternate universe where people aren't so fundamentally tied to the concept of value.
Yeah.
Like if that word was, MOP, most outstanding player, MVP, most best player, that's very grammatically sound.
Yeah.
Then I think this is completely different, but we get so hung up on the word value, and how could anything be more valuable than a quarterback? Which in real world, I guess...
You owe me Coke.
I know, I didn't bring Jimmy's pre-game Coke Zero today. It's a tough scene.
Yeah. We lose a game and suddenly Laurie treats me like dirt.
Bow down.
I'm nothing but a supporting friend. Any of those jokes I made before the podcast weren't recorded.
Yes. We can only hope. But is there a world? Yeah, look, if Stafford kind of limps home, which I don't see happening because of the way they're playing football in the Rams.
And their schedule, we just went through earlier.
Yeah. And it is, if the Detroit Lions catch an absolute heater and we see Gibbs, where is he now? He's about to crack around 1,000 yards rushing and he's on just shy of 400 yards receiving. If he can get himself to like 2,500 scrimmage yards, which is big, that's like another 1,000 scrimmage yards from here on out. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But if he can get himself somewhere there, then I think it's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think he will, but that's the guy for me. I like the take. Justice for more positions. Myles Garrett should be in the conversation.
Yeah, 100%.
You want to talk about value?
Yeah.
How that team is scraping away any victories.
Where are the Browns without Myles Garrett?
How are the Browns scraping double score wins with what they offer on Myles Garrett? The answer. All right. From there to a phenomenal question. I love it. It's thought-provoking. And what would you expect from the Tree of Wisdom?
Yeah.
That's exactly it's wisdom.
Famous friends here.
Absolutely. Right. Now, where else can we go? I mean, it's becoming a weekly special on this show on the Hot Mic. It's Maddie from Brisbane. It's Michael.
Michael from Brisbane. Then we got Maddie from Melbourne. It's too many M's.
Too many. I'm sorry. I want to go to off the bat. I want to go to Maddie from Melbourne. I just
got some of the great questions.
It's so special each and every week. I think we're getting to the point we're going to need a super cut, and I'm just going to play this one here as we go deep with a little help from Maddie.
Hello, boys. It's me again. Congratulations, Loz, for winning the NFL Afters Cup.
Thank you, mate.
Those Cowboys, hey? Jimmy, unlucky about the Birds, brother. You'll get them next time. Anyway, the Bears seem to have won again. How good's that? On a bit of a different topic this week. Who's your favorite bear? You know, you have the famous Paddington Bears, Bear Grylls, that famous restaurant in the TV show.
You can watch the bear on Disney Plus.
My favorite probably has to be Yogi Bear. Let me know who you think.
I mean, this is what you come to NFL Afters for.
These questions.
Thought-provoking stuff from Maddie. Your favorite bear of all time?
What do they? I always remember the Bundy R bear.
Oh,
The Bundy rum had a bear.
Duck à l'orange.
Yeah.
Duck à l'orange. I believe it was Owen Finnegan in that ad with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Is that
Bundy
fair?
bear.
Does he exist?
He's a polar bear.
No, but
Does he exist?
No, he was in like, I know it's still on the can, like the little image, but like, I've never. Is he
in
been?
person? He's been cancelled.
Yeah, has he been cancelled? Like that bear. I don't remember seeing any new Bundy rum ads with the bear.
I have been tracking the Bundy rum advertising of late. He returned in late 2024 for a new advertising campaign called Forever Classic after, you're not wrong, 15-year absence.
There you go.
Wow.
Bundy bear.
But he was animatronic.
I loved it. It was a big suit.
Yeah, it was a big suit. Duck à
know
l'orange forever.
Duck à l'orange.
Never had duck à l'orange?
Yeah, I haven't. I actually don't know what it is.
Well, it's
Duck
served with an orange sauce.
I thought it was an orange upper duck. Thanksgiving.
Christmas and up your
Stuff.
way in Gundawindi must be
Yeah,
a
mate,
real
man.
delight.
What about? I remember Humphrey B. Bear.
Yeah, you like the Humphrey B.
Classic
Bear?
Australian bears.
There were bears.
Are you Bill, or is koala not a bear?
Well, I'd like to leave koalas where they are. When you start calling koala bears, you sound,
American.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's fine.
And we love our
Hey.
Americans.
Laurie hates Americans.
Okay.
You got some feedback.
There's our first edit of the day. Thanks, Kriegs. So you feel like you're swirling around the Humphrey B. Bear area. Look, I think there's some great. Look, Paddington's a phenomenal bear. Love Paddington. The movie's great.
Great. The movies are great. All three of them phenomenal.
As far as like animated TV shows go as well, there's some shockers out there. The Paddington one's quite sweet and enjoyable. I think for me, I had a really good think about this. And you've got Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
Big one out there.
Winnie's got to be up there. Sure.
Winnie's got to be out there. For me, I'm going Kung Fu Panda Poe, the panda.
The panda
The
bear.
panda. Poe.
Great shit.
I love Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Not available on Disney Plus, but plenty of other great stuff there. Please go check it out. But yeah, Poe for me, phenomenal bear, phenomenal character, and a phenomenal athlete as well.
Yeah.
And
shows that athleticism comes in all shapes
yeah,
and sizes.
some say he's the Vince Wilfork of the animated
I could see that.
animal hero world. Yeah, there you go. That's the only podcast that's going to tell you that Poe is like Vince Wilfork. So that's going to be my answer.
Maddie, great question.
Tell me if you're happy with that, if that's suffice. But for me, it's the body type, the flexibility, the diversity of skill set, explosion.
Yeah.
And the humility and the willingness to learn.
Yeah.
That's why Poe goes number one for me on the
good
bear
choice.
rankings. All right. Moving from Maddie to Michael.
Michael's
Brisbane.
got
Got some thoughts, and he's going to share them with us right now.
To Lamar, please be better. Thank you. From all fantasy football owners.
So from all fantasy football owners, managers, lineup, curators, dear Lamar, please be better.
When he played the Jets,
well,
so you think there's points to be had?
Yes. The Jets have offloaded some talent lately. Don't know if you've seen that.
Was it 23-10? They got the win.
Yeah.
He had 7.22 in PPR.
In woke PR, yeah.
In woke fantasy football.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not what you want from Lamar Jackson.
Listen, my thoughts are we've credited the Ravens plenty for taking care of business. We laid out the schedule. They fulfilled that. They're winning. The record has improved to a very competitive spot again in an AFC that isn't scaring a lot of people. They're at 7-5 now.
They're at 1-5.
They've rattled off 5 in a row. They've got the Bengals next, and then they get the Steelers, and then they get the Bengals again. It's like there's a world where they're 9-5 in 3 weeks, and it's not a surprising world. But I think the Ravens, and we'll put Lamar Jackson and his fantasy enthusiast with that, the Ravens won today the same way that I ate dinner when you got a dinner that you didn't perhaps love when you were a child.
Yeah.
You kind of had a couple spoonfuls,
fed it to the dog,
moved it all around the plate, tucked a lot under the knife and fork, put it down and went, that was great. Can I have dessert?
Yeah.
And then you get told, no, you didn't eat much, and then you sneak down later and eat some pikelets.
Yeah.
That win from the Ravens is the same as me eating dinner back then.
Okay.
It's not substantial. It's not fulfilling. It doesn't convince you of anything.
Yeah.
So whilst I credit them for getting wins, at some point, We need to see MVP Lamar. We need no, not that. At some point, we need to see MVP Lamar. You know, we said the defense has been more professional lately, and we'll credit them for keeping the Jets' offense. Yeah. These are getting a real run. My goodness,
the Jets football team.
My episode of Friends where Joey just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But we just need to see something real, and something that actually goes, okay, you're taking care of a terrible, terrible schedule, but are you going to actually make a statement? And it's there for them. If they can get this, because you have these moments where Zay Flowers looks like possibly the most untackleable wide receiver in the game with the ball in his hands. Yeah. And then you have moments where he does 3 jukes, goes back 7 yards and loses the first down. And you go, stop hammering the joystick, stop button mashing. Derrick Henry isn't what he once was, but he's still a useful running back. Yeah, it's not, and it doesn't look like 2,000-yard Derrick Henry, but he's still a load to deal with, and he's still at the goal line punishing, all that kind of stuff. There we go. You got one in. But I agree. Lamar Jackson. I know that Lamar Jackson is about to be dropped in one of my fantasy leagues.
Ooh.
Came hot from the owner in the chat today. Send me your best offers or deal with him on waivers.
Wow.
So for someone like Lamar Jackson, who has been a first-round fantasy pick
in first round in one of the leagues I was in my work league, someone picked him in the first round.
Which one of your 6 work leagues was that?
I was just stupid.
I'm really looking forward. We're gonna have an intervention in July. I'm trying to think, how early do we have to do an intervention? Because you probably start drafting in March.
It's too hard. I can't do it. I can't keep up.
Super Bowl finishes. Eagles win. You've had a week.
I know. I'm missing out. I'm putting the wrong bids in. It's too many.
Wrong bids. You just bidding for kickers in leagues where you've got 3 kickers. I meant to get Eddie Pinheiro in another league. Okay.
We also, just quickly back to Matty from Melbourne, we didn't mention the Bears-Steelers game.
Oh, yeah.
He did ask, though, what is the best Bear?
Yeah.
But he did mention the Bears. Any thoughts on that? I mean, they got another win.
It looked like the Bears weren't going to make this look absolutely eeky out with a double-digit lead late, and then, of course, it narrows up. My thoughts are, I watched it. There are those moments where Caleb Williams just fires absolute laser beams, and it looks so good. And then there's those others that leave you wishing for a little more consistency, but
sometimes he's Poe, sometimes he's Bundy-R.
Bear à l'orange.
Bear à l'orange.
But I think, and it looks good on paper. You 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. You're hovering around 50%,
but it's the eye test thing.
Completion percentage.
Caleb.
Yeah, the running game. Again, Monongo taking a bigger share of that. DeAndre Swift going for less than 2 yards a carry. It's something to watch.
He'll be being dropped in fantasy leagues.
Colson Loveland continues to have a strong game. DJ Moore, fantasy rival game. But I think something that I'm just watching, and they weren't able to get everybody active this week, but I think we talked about it, and we're not going to talk a lot about the San Francisco 49ers today because they haven't played they haven't played this week, but we saw
played this week.
Yeah. We saw the Brandon Ayuk situation where it looks like we might not see Brandon Ayuk again in the 49ers outfit. And we've been saying, Pearsall and Ayuk, what other teams are getting that back? Well, it seems like not even the 49ers are. On the defensive side, you're talking about a team that is getting the likes of Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon back down the stretch and adding that to a secondary. So that's what intrigues me. I'm happy to see Bears fans that are 8-3. I like the Bears fans.
That at the start of the year. Yeah, we've wanted Bears football back.
Exactly.
We haven't lived in a world where
it's good when the Bears are. I won't say
good. We love Bears. We mentioned so many Bears.
It's good when the Bears are winning. It's nice for the fan base, and they're real about it as well. The Bears fans they're 8-3, great record. They're not walking around being like, we run this division, we run this conference. They're aware, but eking out victories, keeping that turnover ratio really, really clean. These are things, and there's bits to take from seeing Caleb Williams sack rate down, those kind of things you can take away, even if it's not overly pretty. And also, I'm happy to see the Pittsburgh Steelers win-loss record reflects the quality of football team there.
Rodgers is going to come back with a broken wrist.
Yeah, sure, me too.
You just see the spiral, and there's a hand attached. It's like the Thing from the Addams Family.
So that's what I've got for you from the Bears and the Steelers.
Yeah, no good. Should we go to the other games?
I think we should. We should do some quick hits quickly.
I had Packers Vikings, but we've kind of already gone over that, haven't we?
Yeah, we
not great from 9.
No.
Seahawks 30, Titans 24. I had here Megatron or JSN.
It's just
so he's on pace to break the record. which is 1,964 receiving yards. He's already surpassed 1,300.
Yep. So he's got the single season for the Seahawks already. They've played 11 games.
And Johnson did that in 16. So if JSN plays all of them, he'll have.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about the Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
He's already broken the Seahawks single season. Yeah, in 11 games.
And they traded Metcalf.
Yeah. I mean,
Steelers got rid of Pickens.
Yeah.
He's having career year.
Yeah.
Looks
they
amazing.
Brought in Metcalf. Limited.
Yeah, which has only made JSN thrive more.
JSN looks like an unbelievable world beater. Steelers don't get receivers. They used to.
Yeah.
During the Antonio Brown.
Yeah, what's Antonio Brown doing now?
You know, Mike Wallace had some.
Murder?
There's alleged. There's allegations. Yes. So that's there's a bit doing there. Mike Wallace. They had Emmanuel Sanders back in the day, but it feels like a bit of a far cry for the Steelers when it comes to receivers. But I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba. We joke like we got some content dropping where we spent some time with some Seahawks fans and asked them, just gave them like receivers. Is JSN? Stop me when JSN.
Yeah.
You know, when you hear a receiver who's better than JSN, not giving it away, but they took us pretty deep there. And at the time, it's a lull. And Megatron got brought up. At the time, it's a lull, but right now, it's like, I mean, it's pretty defensible. He is playing outrageous football. The routes, you know, we've seen the 4-second slow-mo videos of the releases, but he does it at every level of the field, over the middle, to the sideline, intermediate, the deep shots, how explosive he is, his balance. How many times is this guy going to take a contested catch downfield? The DB falls down and somehow he keeps his feet and waltzes in for 6. And he's one of the absolute stories of the season. And like I said, I think he's in terms of how well you're playing right now, for me, he's probably top 5 in the NFL at any position.
I want to say as well, Seahawks won there, but and look, you know, Cam Ward got sacked 4 times. But I thought actually he looked pretty good. I thought there was enough I saw today where you could see his number 1 pick. He escaped some other would-be sacks, made some plays. And
maneuverability is not his like go-to. He's a pocket guy.
And there was so much pressure coming his way. And I was like, I saw stuff and I went, okay, yeah, I can see this. There needs to be a lot of help.
Who's his featured receiver? DK? And not DK Metcalf?
Yeah.
That's the guy's last name, DK. This is the ultimate red shirt year. I mean, set up to completely not succeed. But I just want to, whilst there's some receivers or there's some quarterbacks like JJ McCarthy that I'm feeling quicker to judge, and I'm generally like to be patient with. Like when we see the likes of Sam Darnold, etc., and we
want everyone to be good. At the end of the day, I'd love, because we don't want to watch games where you go, ugh.
When you're repeating the errors or the limitations or the flaws that you saw all the way through that gave you pause, like we're seeing with JJ McCarthy, like see a little bit with Michael Penix. I'm not seeing that with Cam Ward. I'm just seeing a guy in pretty rough surrounding circumstances and still having moments that each and every game he's giving you a moment to go, there it is.
Yeah.
Let's deal with this year what it is. It is a redshirt year. And let's get back to some professionalism around him next year. Okay. Jaguars 27, Cardinals 24. This is the full Trevor Lawrence experience. 3 touchdowns thrown, 3 interceptions thrown. You've got goal line balls spilling free into the arms of big body defensive linemen.
In the arms of an angel.
It's everything that, and I like Trevor Lawrence, but this game is everything that makes you go, yep. No, yep. Like, it's just, they get the win. Again, a team sitting there with a very fine win-loss record in a division that, you know, everyone's been talking about the Colts, but they're going to put themselves in the playoff contingents, in the playoff conversation. But it is just, you saw probably the most complete type of performance in that win over the Chargers. This was more back to that Jaguars, who are you? How can we possibly believe in you long term? You eke out the victory against a Cardinals team that, you know, saw Jacoby Brissett get banged up in this game and take a nasty shot. This is a Cardinals team that we've seen the injuries they've had at the running back position. No Marvin Harrison in this one, you know, and it's, you know, you don't walk away from this one going, the Jaguars are the team to watch in the AFC. Okay, Lions, Giants, I mentioned this already a little bit. Not an overly impressive performance for the Lions in general, being threatened and having to chase down a team like the New York Giants. But Jameer gives us a story here. It's
not Jameis Winston.
You know what? We spent time talking about Gibbs. Let's give Jameis his shine.
Yeah.
The Heisman-esque touchdown grab down the sideline is one of the moments of the season. It's beautiful. Jameis The league is better. We want to see a world where the Bears are a winning football team with a winning football culture. We haven't lived in that. Any time that you are starting at quarterback and creating these moments is a great time in the NFL. So, Jameis, from the bottom of our hearts, from the bottom of the NFL Afters family,
Eating dubs.
Big thank you, Jameis. What would we possibly do without you? I do not know where that's been.
Yeah.
And moving on, before I can allow you to answer, Jimmy, you got anything to tell me about the Patriots?
Patriots, Bengals. I mean, you mentioned it before. No Joe Burrow. No Trey Hendrickson. No Jamar Chase.
T. Higgins leaves it fun.
Higgins, yeah. Look, they got the win. Extended their winning streak to 9 games, but it was not pretty, and it should have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
Browns 24, Raiders 10. Shadir good, Raiders bad. He looked a lot better, but I don't know if it's because he was playing the Raiders. I mean, by better, I meant from the game that he came off the bench on. He had complete 11 to 20 passes, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Wasn't a great touchdown.
No, the best throw of the day was the long ball where he scrambled, instant pressure, and he scrambles to the right, delivers an absolute moonshot.
But it is the first Browns quarterback to win his first career start since 1999. They have gone 0-17.
Is that Tim Couch?
I don't actually know. They didn't say it was, but probably.
It seems about right.
Yeah. Couchy, yeah.
Last Browns QB to win his first career start. To win his first career start. Oh, my God. Wow.
I don't know who it is.
It was Sanders, who became the 42nd quarterback to start for the Browns in 99 and also became the first Cleveland quarterback to win his first career start since it's 95.
Oh, 95.
Eric Zaya. Sure. I remember him well. Fondly.
Big Eric Zaya guy.
So, yeah. I watched through all the throws before coming on today, and I wanted to rewatch and have a look at everything. He kind of completed the throws he thought he would. He didn't really complete many throws that you didn't think he would. The incompletions made sense that they were low percentage or high difficulty throws. The ones that he did, I'll give him credit. He throws like nice touch in his checkdowns, his swing passes. He delivers it with catchability in the right spot. He's not a one-speed thrower. The one, obviously, exception is a beautiful deep ball shot to all the way downfield to Bond. Some of his numbers would have been better if they went red. They went kind of wildcat, direct running back heavy. Quinshon Judkins close to the goal line to finish off early drive. So all that being said, the interception wasn't good. He stared down a guy, and if one Raiders defender didn't pick it off, another linebacker standing right there would have. But one of the big numbers for this, 1 sack. 3 yards lost. That's positive things to see. His pressure to sack ratio, whatever you want to get into, him not taking 5 sacks for a collective minus 95 yards is huge. That's the big mock on him. There's a lot that he does well. I think he's a talented thrower of the football, but if he can keep that type of number low, and yes, it's the Raiders, that's the big win.
And the Raiders got that chip off their shoulder. Chip Kelly.
No longer OC in the NFL. I have to think this is the last time.
Yeah.
An issue close to your heart, obviously.
Yeah. No.
Okay. And the last one, and this was a little bit ago, but the Bills going down to the Texans, it merits mentioning. The Texans defense is a nasty problem. I've been on record that that offensive side of the ball for the Texans, I don't know how much I can ever truly believe in, and how much I think is going to get a lot more positive, a lot more consistent, a lot more bankable. Even when it's not a backup quarterback in there, even when it's not Mills, when it is CJ Stroud, Thrills Mills out there.
That video in the change room afterwards. CJ Stroud's in the background, just mean mugging.
Davis?
Yeah, he's very, very unhappy.
I mean, look, that Bills running defense, it surrendered, a respectable 4.6 yards a carry to the likes of Woody Marks. My man Nico Collins falling short. It started really well. Looked good at 355. And then, as I'm talking about the group chats, there was the Nico Collins drafter in one of my leagues had to message. He goes, I'm not watching. Is Nico still in the game, or is he? I was like, yeah, it's a tough scene. So look, the
Laurie curse strikes again.
The Laurie curse strikes again. The Bills, when you look at it, it's it's the side of the ball that we say is dependable and that we like about them. They're two facets on offense, right? They can do it with Josh Allen in the passing game, or they can do it with James Cook in the running game. James Cook did his part.
Yeah, he did.
But Josh Allen turning the ball over multiple times, not producing
through
the air. Josh Allen got sacked 8 times. So that's not what we've come to expect from that Bills offensive line. And a credit to the Houston Texans, who are doing, franchise record-setting work with the pass rush with the defense as a whole. And you know what? There's been some credit thrown around to D'Amico Ryans for having the selflessness and putting his ego aside, giving up defensive play calling, and the defense is cooking at an even higher level. But look, it's again the Bills. This is why it's so hard to trust anyone in that AFC, and why we are looking at teams like Kansas City Chiefs, or if they can get their act together, the old pull your finger out, pull your socks up, Baltimore Ravens, because that conference feels like it's there for the taking.
Yeah.
And that has been all for quick hits this week, Jimmy. We move on to we got history where the ledger reads Laurie Horesh 2, Nico Collins stalling out in the second half of that game. Jimmy Smith, a resounding 5, the Michelle Pfeiffer, courtesy of George Pickens.
Yeah. Look,
how good was that?
Maybe I cursed myself. I was like, I can't not lose, but now I was like,
does it feel like you can't not lose?
Even I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I've got the Pickens, we got the history, I got the pick, and I'm like,
oh, would you say it's a moral victory?
Yeah, it's a moral victory. The way I pick them,
it's still winning morally.
Yeah, Paz ball, Pickens ball, pick 'em ball, pick 'em ball,
pick 'em ball. All right, here we go. This week, Jimmy, honor is back to you. 5-2. I've got some work to do here. What do you like this week? What trend are you pointing to?
I'm going to go Tyler Warren.
Yes.
Loving Tyler Warren this season. He's had 4+ receptions in all 5 games played at Lucas Oil Stadium.
House of Peyton built.
So far this stadium. He's only missed 4+ receptions in 1 game this year. That was against Titans. I love what I see. Passes the eye test. Give me another one. Chalk it up 6 next week.
Oof. It's lovable. It must be nice to be able to turn to someone like, much like Daniel Jones, to turn to someone like Tyler Warren.
To pick him up too. I mean, well done with the Colts.
Absolutely. And, that next up, and it makes sense to go with the reception trend there up against that Texans defense next up. Yeah. You're going to think that Daniel Jones is going to want a safety valve.
Yeah, and Tyler has been a safety valve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense. All right, I'm going to move on to Bryce Young.
Roll Tide.
He has thrown for 16 or more pass completions in each of his last 10 games at Bank of America Stadium. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I like Bryce.
You're a big Bryce
He's
guy.
one of my stable of boys. Bryce Young.
King.
I think that trend actually ends this week.
Okay.
2 reasons. 2 reasons. One, they're up against the Rams and that nasty Rams defensive front. And whilst I've got a lot of love for Bryce Young, dealing with hellacious pass rush and improving secondary, and probably being in a game script scenario with that offense that the Rams boast, where you're going to have to press, I don't love it. I don't love it. The other part of this is also the last time that I looked for one of these completion trends to continue. I ended Spencer Rattler's career as a starter in the NFL.
Getting benched.
Yeah, he was actually performing in terms of completions at a decent clip. I think he reached 16 out of a necessary 20. Unfortunately, he didn't complete the third quarter.
And the fourth quarter.
Or the fourth quarter. Or any other quarter since then. But no, I actually, whilst I enjoy seeing the Panthers, with a winning record, the Panthers playing competitive football, Bryce Young having a semblance of consistency and a relationship with a head coach that seems to instill some belief in him, I think this one actually comes to an end. I do not think he gets to 16 or more pass completions up against the LA Rams in week number 13.
Now I'm confused. Is this some sort of like reverse psychology? You're saying it won't happen because you like him and you want it to happen?
Listen, man, just because somebody showed you how baseball's properly meant to be played and now you're all up. The ball's reversing early. That's all I'll say. Oh, and that has been We've Got History, presented by our friends at StatMate. Jimmy holds that commanding lead. We'll see if I can chew into it going into week 13. And now it's time for
Jimmy's Blitz.
Indeed.
I don't remember you went terrible last week, didn't you? So I can't remember.
Probably.
Yeah,
it wasn't. Look, it hasn't been a strong run of form in general.
But I think the thing is, you've been thinking.
I have been thinking.
On thinking.
Yeah.
Don't overthink.
Yeah, it's true.
Tell me what comes to your head.
All
right. Question number 1.
Yep.
Jimmy's Blitz. Who rushed for more yards in week 11? Was it the man we're talking about, Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah.
Again, he had 219 yards.
Correct. Don't give me the numbers.
We spoke about it earlier.
We did.
We spoke about it earlier. Or was it B, a combination of Jonathan Taylor, Trayvon Henderson, Ashton Genty, Saquon Barkley?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
It was.
Yep.
219. Those 4 combined rushed for 196 yards. Those 4 combined. Wow.
That Cowboys run defense, that's what Jerry traded for.
Yeah. Who had more fantasy points this week? You've got 3 options. You've got Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You've got Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Or the man we're talking about earlier, Jameis Winston, who had more fantasy points between these quarterbacks. It's quarterback league. That's what we're talking about.
I feel like Dak and Jalen both ran one in. Dak had the yards. Dak threw. I'm just trying to think of the touchdowns for that game. Brevin Spanford got one. And George Pickens got one. I think Dak got more than Jalen.
And you got Winston there as well. But
But I'm eliminating Jalen.
Okay, eliminate Jalen.
Yep. I don't know if that's correct.
I've not checked.
Jameis or Dak? I'm not going to think. I'm going to say Dak Prescott.
It was Jameis Winston. Yeah, in Woke Fantasy PPR, he had 32.24.
And what did Dak have?
Dak had 27.06, and Jalen had 30.86.
Oh, so I was wrong.
Yeah, all three were wrong.
Yeah, well done. All right,
All right, you got 1 point. All right, let's stay with quarterbacks.
Yes.
Disappointing performances. We had one earlier in hot takes, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Brisbane wanting more.
Hmm.
We talked about Josh Allen not performing as well.
No.
But out of those two,
Yeah.
who had the least fantasy points? Out of Lamar and Josh.
Josh Allen got to about 10. I don't think Lamar got to 10. So I will say Lamar was more disappointing.
Correct. Lamar was.
Yep.
7.22.
Well done. What do you have in your woke stare scoring settings? What did Josh Allen get to?
8.12.
Yeah, because he did.
Yeah. All right, let's stay with some running backs. First question, running back. We'll go back to running backs.
Uh-huh.
Acknowledging the tree of wisdom.
Yes.
Got a hot take earlier. So I'm going to go the big three this season. We were talking about two of them, Jameer Gibbs.
Yes.
Two and Jonathan Taylor.
Yes.
I'll throw James Cook there as well, who
Ooh.
performed well.
Yes.
I want you to start one, bench one, cut one.
Start one, bench one, cut one. I'm starting Jameer Gibbs.
Yep.
I'm benching Jonathan Taylor.
James Cook's
And
cut.
James Cook, sadly, is getting cut.
I think, I'll give you a point.
Yeah,
That's what I
I just the phenomenal players, game breaking in all their own ways. But I'm going off X factor replaceability here because look, they're all guys that you want to get to work on all three downs as well.
Yep. All right. We were talking about Bears earlier. So let's blind rank these Bears.
Poe is one. Okay, Bears.
Is Poe even in there?
If he's not, questions.
All right. First up,
Mm.
we've got the pantsless man himself, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, he's a great bear.
It's a great bear.
Really good bear.
Christopher Robin.
Yeah. Great bear. Questionable wardrobe.
Yeah. Walking around with his.
Did anyone make honey look more delicious?
Oh,
Like there's some things when you watch it as a child, like food that just looks so good.
Yeah.
On cartoons way. So I'm gonna pop him right in the middle there. Winnie?
three
Yeah.
for Winnie.
Feels solid.
That's a good choice.
Yep.
All right. Blind rank these Bears. Mike Ditka.
Yeah. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
I know.
I mean, you know, played a little bit of football for.
Yeah.
I know. And we love the Bears.
Yeah. Well, Bears football will be great again.
2. Mike Ditka at 2.
Mike Ditka at 2.
Yep.
All right. Next up, polar bears.
They're great.
They're great.
They're dangerous.
They are dangerous.
4
for
polar
go,
bears. Yeah.
Okay. I actually think this is going to work out very well for you.
Okay.
Next up, we have Poe, Kung Fu Panda himself.
He's the man.
Poe,
Number one.
Number one. Which leaves number 5. I can't believe, ladies and gentlemen, Laurie has done this somehow. He has not been stitched up by me. Number 5 is Jay Cutler.
Smoking Jay Cutler. The first interaction I actually had with our current with the boss man, managing editor Stu Randall, was when I had just started ESPN and he was coming on board. He's a Dolphins fan and Jay Cutler was at the Dolphins at the time, and I shared just went, look, we'll see how the relationship builds from here, but I'm just going to send a smoking Jay Cutler meme, and I think it started off a fantastic relationship. At times frustrating for Stu, I'm sure. Maybe more than at times, maybe at lots of times. But Jay Cutler at 5. Okay, so I got Poe.
You got Poe,
Ditka,
Winnie, Polar Bear, and Jay Cutler.
I mean, bang. What am I? Am I 4 for 5 so far today?
Yeah.
Wow, this is a return to form.
And I think you overthought the players one. You let Dak get in the way there.
Yeah.
Number 6, last one. It's the general knowledge question.
Yeah.
How many bones are there? Everyone's listening to this podcast in the human ear.
Oh, that's the alarm to tell me that there's lots. How many bones are there in the human ear? Wow. There's no multiple choice with this.
I can give you some. I don't have them prepared, but I can give you them. I'll give you 3 choices.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, or 3.
So my gut call was going to be 3.
It's 3. It's 3, ladies
5
and
to
gentlemen.
6.
5 to
I'm back.
6.
I'm back. The Cowboys are back. I'm back. We're going to the Super Bowl.
That's not.
I got an email
That's
today.
true. From what?
At least I'm going to the Super Bowl.
Oh. Yeah, you're going to the Super Bowl.
Tony's coming with me. We're finally going to the Super Bowl, Tony.
Look out for this man in San Francisco crying, holding.
I've
Tony
held
Romo.
it together for so long, and it's really come apart at the seams, but in a joyous, jubilant way.
Yeah.
I also didn't eat much today, and that's beginning.
shows.
Well, at least in my
skinny.
I think it shows in my brain.
Yeah.
Not so much anywhere else.
5
All right.
6. Great effort there.
It's a great way to finish for a very enjoyable day for someone who often lives in sporting heartache. Australia's up 1-0 in the Ashes.
Yeah.
I know that one-time producer Sam Bruce is enjoying golf days because the cricket's not on in Perth, but he's over there.
Yeah.
The Cowboys beat your Eagles. There's going to be a ridiculous amount of Cowboys content going around.
Geez.
The NFL is in in an absolute, no, I don't want to say chaos. It is in such a state of flux.
That's a great word.
It
isn't
is. There's a lot of
In the
fluctuation going on.
sporting world. It's in a state of
No one knows
flux.
who's good. No one knows who's great. Probably no one's great. We know there's some bad, but each week we are being served up with absolute wild card results. It's phenomenal. It's getting me excited. I'm fired up. Sporting summer's here. And with that, this has been the Week 12
Week 12. I said
episode.
Week 11. Jeez.
The Week 12
I think it's week
episode
11 at some point.
of, I almost said of Jimmy's Blitz, of NFL Afters. We will see you again next week. Same time, same channel, same place, same crazy NFL chatter. I am Laurie Horesh for my friend,
I'm Jimmy, and this week I won't say anything.
and we will see you next time. I'm waiting for it.
No,
It's not coming.
it's not coming. I'll let you have this week.
Eagles suck.
Ah,
Go Cowboys.
no, sucks. Go Bats.
Go Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?